Alright, after like an hour and a half doing those side quests, we can actually start the main story. That might be one of the reasons, noob, this game is just taking me forever. I'll do a 3-hour stream every once in a while. Half of it's spent on side quests. And we do one part of the main story. And we're back to side quests. And I mean, the side quests are kind of,
We could use
some of
them.
them are more interesting than others, but I want to do them because they disappear, from what I think. It seems that they disappear. And we have been getting some
Witnessed
pretty
across the
good
plain.
items and
Assuming they will allow it,
stuff.
the Echoes have a will of their own.
No, not these guys. These guys are no joke. At least some of them are not. I remember getting hit pretty... Maybe they just hit pretty hard. I remember doing quite a bit of damage, actually. They do give a lot of experience for not that many. That's interesting. How are you supposed to get there? Got a special enemy that I've not seen.
Good girl.
I mean, I know the enemy. It's a very common Final Fantasy enemy.
Faster!
Forget the name. It's like Corel or something. It was a pain in Final Fantasy X because it would petrify you. I love that you can just attack with the
Straight
chocobo.
home now.
Yeah, these guys, I don't know. Maybe I was thinking of some other enemies that were kind of like this. Those kind of white shape or white colored enemies. Those guys are not too bad. Now let's hit him with the Giga or with the Mega Flare.
That was careless.
Any other enemies? Yeah. A little bit overkill, but it's fine. Don't have to deal with him anymore. Apparently they're
Tell us about
remaking Final
Lothair,
Fantasy
Joshua.
VII. What are you
She's
talking about?
strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade.
They're in the process of
Much like
remaking Final
Clive,
Fantasy
but
VII.
with better manners.
They haven't finished yet. They're starting another remake of it. Are you talking about the one that comes out in February?
Stay down!
If you're talking about the one that comes out in February, that's just part 2. I think that's the first time I've ever carried a bird. Yeah, I think there's one that's coming out on. I think a couple years ago there was the Final Fantasy VII remake, which when it came out, people were just like, and I mean you're not. It's not uncommon for you to think that because they shouldn't have called it the Final Fantasy VII remake. They should have at least put part 1 in there so people are not confused. But they didn't do that, which I think they should have done. And when the game came out, I think when it came out, people, they mentioned it, but if you just looked at the title and the box art, you wouldn't know that it was just part 1. So eventually they said how many parts it was going to be. It's going to be 3 parts. Second part is coming out in February of 2024, and it's actually going to be 2 discs, which is crazy.
Where are you off to now then? Bound for the Free Cities, perhaps? Oh, no need to say if you'd rather not. We all have our reasons. Ain't exactly feeling like sharing with strangers myself at the mo. Truth be told, I could do with a bit of inspiration. Don't know which way to turn no more. Was doing a roaring trade back in Oriflamme. Right up until the poor Drake lost her noggin. So, thought I'd try me luck in the desert. And the Fang went the same way. And don't get me started on the mess in the bloomin' Dominion. Suppose I could try Camber next. But knowing my luck, the old place be crawling with the works before I'd even set out me stall. But as I always say, where there's crisis, there's opportunity. The opportunity to mint Gil, that is. So, where to next? Is there any money to be made in Ash? Do orcs even carry
Okay,
Gil?
this guy's just rambling. I thought he had something important to say. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm super excited for the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Part 2. I liked Part 1. Here's our final side quest. Ain't looking so good. Why are you giving us a task? Looks like you're gonna die any minute.
What happened here? Where are your comrades?
Ether flood. Up ahead. It swallowed our camp while we slept. My own men did this. Turned every last one of them. There's a village not far from here. Tabor. The people were kind to us. It's only a matter of time before they won't stand a chance. We can't let those monsters reach the...
I'll go.
Accepting a side quest.
Catch your breath.
Oh, I thought he died.
Thank you. Our encampment is up ahead. Just off the track.
Well, at least it's in the same direction.
Reach. Tabor. Forgive me. Lord Kuka.
Rest well, soldier.
Did he die? It's hard to tell. Mature game. It could be a little more graphic. So, Noob, which game do you think is going to win Game of the Year?
You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Okay, cool. On the way. Far enough for the chocobo. No need
Let's
to
go.
walk, I suppose.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go round it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
Oh, I guess that was much closer than I thought. Alright, let's start with
Here in
this.
time.
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, for me, it's hard to say because I've played pretty much none of the games on the list, except for Tears of the Kingdom, and I didn't even finish it. Should have been Armored Core. Some people said it should have been Final Fantasy VI. Or Final Fantasy 16, not 6. Damn, I don't know why that's in my head. I'd love a remake of Final Fantasy VI. That'd be great. Yeah, I didn't play Armored Core. The game looks cool, but I just feel like I would never. To me, mech battles always felt kind of wonky. Honestly, I'm kind of. I mean, I don't want to throw any shade at
Someone there!
the Resident Evil, but
Please!
I'm like shocked
move my
that
leg.
that a remake
Doesn't
is on
sound
the
like an
game
Akashic.
on the Game of the Year list. I mean, maybe it's controversial, but I don't really think remake should be on that list. Oh, the game
You're
looks cool.
Italian?
I mean, maybe I'm wrong on that. It's hard to say.
I heard the fighting.
This is what I think.
Are the
They do
others
so many
taken
freaking
care of?
remakes all the time nowadays.
One of your brothers in arms told me what
Make
happened
a
and asked for
separate
help.
category for
Another
remakes.
survivor. Where is he? Tell me.
His wounds were too deep.
Somebody who agrees. Cool. We got some people agreeing. RE4. Yeah, I don't think they should
He was
win.
right to send you.
I'm not talking about that. I'm
Those things.
trying to see if they deserve to even
you
be on the
slew are no
list.
longer my brothers.
And I don't really think they
Safe
do.
Thanks to you. Here, you've earned it.
At least for Game of the Year. Lack of creativity. I mean, I heard, let's see, Spider-Man 2 is just a sequel. Tears of the Kingdom. It's a great game, but it's just a sequel. Alan Wake 2, also another sequel. I mean, Mario's Mario.
You seem familiar.
I haven't played the game, but I think Baldur's Gate
Have
3
you
is going to
read?
win.
You must have
From
me
what I heard
confused
about
with
that
someone
game.
else.
Lies of P is just a from soft rehash.
That scar. Son of a whore. You're Sid.
Yeah,
I was
definitely
there
best
in
remake of the
Costis when
year.
you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
And what of my ill will? Coward! Draw your steel. Lord Kupka shall be avenged!
We saved him just to kill him.
When your wounds have healed and your head has cooled, come and find me if you must. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it. Or have you forgotten your oath to the Republic?
My oath? What would you know of oaths?
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving you the chance to keep yours.
No. I won't be deceived. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw. A murderer, not some
Man. Like you or anyone else.
I am nothing like you. But if you're not gonna kill me, then go. Leave! Just know that I will find you, Sid. Someday.
I like how he had no confidence in winning. He said, if you're not going to kill me, then leave. He didn't even think he was going to win. He was just going to throw his life away for no reason. It's the only original game. I don't even think it's an original game,
Come on.
right? I mean, every game on the list has a prequel. What, you got RE4, which is a remake. Spider-Man 2, sequel. Alan Wake 2, sequel. Tears of the Kingdom, sequel. Baldur's Gate 3. Got 3 in the name. There's a Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. But they're like... I looked into them. I think Baldur's Gate 2 came out like early 2000s. So it's been a while. And it's probably a much different game, but it is pretty much... It's a third in the franchise. I mean, you can't really say Mario Wonder is it's not a sequel, but man, they've been making Mario games forever. But there's like nothing new on there. But I don't think that disqualifies you to be on that list. But I mean, even if like you make that a requirement where like the game has or even if you, I mean, I can't even think of any games that are like brand new that came out this year. You guys mentioned Lies of P. I mean, I guess that's... I mean, it's, took a lot of inspiration from Bloodborne, but it is technically a new franchise, new game. Doesn't have any prequels. Oh, nice. Level up. I mean, Starfield... the funny thing about Starfield is... I mean, I didn't play it, but it pretty much got shafted in pretty much all the categories, and people are mad. Just like Game of the Year
Have you
is
been to Tabor before?
they're screwing
places I
Xbox over, and they're being a PlayStation fanboy, and I'm just like, dude, the ink isn't even wet on the contract yet. Xbox just acquired Bethesda. It had nothing to do with Starfield. They just now own them,
Where now, Joshua?
right? It's like,
There is a residence just inside the city
it's just,
gates.
to me, it's so funny
She
that
awaits
people are
us
mad
within.
about Starfield and like Xbox being snubbed when Xbox has only owned Bethesda for like a month or two. Yeah, it's pretty much the same game, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Dark Souls, but it technically is a new game. Not a like it doesn't have a it's not a part 2 or something. Although that's I mean I didn't play it. Maybe it's way similar from what you're saying. It seems very similar to the Souls series. Isn't that lady who was taking care of her brother?
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Oh yeah, that is her.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
They even have a swamp level.
Rise.
It's not a
Lady
Souls
Yote.
game without a swamp level. They literally
You
played all the
saved my brother.
Miyazaki games, smoked a bunch
I
of
owe you a
weed,
debt
and
I
said
can never
this
repay.
with Pinocchio. I
I
still
but
can't
did my
believe that
duty.
Pinocchio's involved in that
Come now.
game.
Tell us what you've discovered.
Wild.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waluda Knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them? Yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
You rage quit. At the second to last boss, is that actually hard? I think if I were gonna play a Souls game, I'd finish up the Miyazaki games, at least the main ones, and
All the more
play
reason
Demon
for them
Souls.
to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce.
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you?
Game is hard. Well, that's good. I love me a challenge.
Distinguished members of the council,
Who the hell are these guys?
you must forgive His Majesty this
I
intrusion.
recognize the guy on the left. That's Odin.
What is the meaning of this?
I think I've seen that other guy
A
in
trifle
white.
crowded, but I fear it will have to serve.
Oh, is that
my wish.
Ultima? Just kind of pretending to be someone else.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king, he has come to save us from the Akashic. He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools. Your ignorance unbecomes you.
When they buff some of the
Your
weapons,
Majesty,
damn.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I would
It
swear
actually
that the
was
fiends washing
ridiculously
the cobbles of
hard.
Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed.
I have really no reason not to try it since it's
So
on
you
Game
do
Pass.
not deny it. Guards, fetter them and see our guests to the dungeons.
It's freaking Odin. It's so funny that they think they can win against him. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool sword.
Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation.
Oh damn, he even killed the people at the desks with that swing?
The girl is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
That's good minutes. I'm glad that story's making more sense for you. But you know, like I said, it's JoJo. So it's bound to not make sense pretty soon. Oh, they screwed up the parry system in that game? Is it required like Sekiro? 'Cause until Sekiro, I didn't parry that much.
Waloed been under Ultima's
But
control.
it's definitely easier in Sekiro to
How
parry.
long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to start any games until I finish. I want to finish this, and then I want to finish Tears of the Kingdom. Then maybe after that. I mean, there's obviously other games that I started, but I wouldn't be against starting something after that.
Phoenix Gate.
But beating these two
Drake's
games
Breath, and
kind
now
of takes
here.
priority.
But what is it?
It is old.
And if I do pick a game,
ancient, even.
it's not going to be an
What remains of the
RPG.
faith it
As
represents,
much as I want it to be
save what can be
Baldur's
gleaned
Gate.
from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apodatory meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike, his very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominance, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it. Like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote,
You can dodge. Okay, that's good.
to the Free Cities.
That only benefits
Whilst
fast
we are afield,
weapons.
I would have you watch over those Clive has made his
With
wards.
slow weapons, you can't even get the hit in.
Umielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
as it has ever been my brother's duty, remember?
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
What if Terraria? What do you mean by that, minutes?
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yode.
Baldur's Gate is very chill until you choose the wrong option. That just seems like good content. Good content for the stream. Dude, I was watching some gameplay of this game yesterday.
Let's find our friends.
It was, I mean, it was a short game. Like, the person beat it in like I don't know, 50 minutes or something. But I was like, when I saw the video pop up on my feed, I was like, they made that game. So I mean, I'm not sure if you guys know who Alex Jones is, but they made an I don't know if he made it or somebody else made it as a goof, but they made an Alex Jones game, and it is so funny to watch. I'm sure it's fun to play too, but it's hilarious.
Here, take a look at my wares.
Oh, what will I choose for the next game? Oh, I have a couple ideas on that.
Of course.
There's this game that I've been looking at. I think it's a short game. And it's like an indie game, right? I think it's kind of like a I'll put the name of the game in the chat. And I think it's like a 10-hour game. We can beat it quick. I think it's kind of like a Resident Evil type game, I think. But it's like Sprite. It's like a Sprite kind of game. This is the game. Right there. I've been thinking about doing that. But I'm not sure. It's something short that we can do. I mean, we could always do Mario Wonder. It's another game I want to play. Looks like we have 2 side quests. Man, they're loading us up with these side quests. Yeah, it's a horror game. It's got good reviews. I mean, the artwork looks cool. I just saw it on Steam and it popped up. Yes, I think it's what, Signalis. Yeah, it's a short game. Be perfect. And it's a horror game. People have been asking me to play some of the Resident Evil games. That might be a good, jumping off point. We can play that and then maybe go into I don't know, some Resident Evil game, but I don't know. Hey, thanks for coming to the stream, Minutes. Have a good night.